Okay, so hello everyone. The question which we will be solving today is LeetCode's question number 1071, which is greatest common divisor of strings. It's the second question of the LeetCode 75, which we are doing in this playlist. So it's an easy question, but I would say it's a good question. So let's see why it's good. Now it's good for practice, I would say. Okay, so now let's read what the question is all about and try to solve it. Okay, so for two strings S and T, we say T divides S if and only if S is equal to T plus T plus T plus T and so on. Okay, T is concatenated with itself one or more times. Okay, so let's read it, then we will understand what does it mean. Given two string str1 and str2, return the largest string x such that x divides both str1 and str2. Okay, so we have str1, we have str2. So the output is ABC. Okay, so why? Because here you can see that ABC, ABC, then again ABC. So here T is what? Here T is R A B C. Here we can see that it divides it one time because you can see T is concatenated with itself one or more time. Okay, so this means that it divides it. Now, as we can see here, let me just zoom it. We have the output is AB. Why? AB, AB, and AB. Here we can see AB and AP. So this means that AP is the common GCD which divides both the strings. Okay, so the problem statement is clear. I think it must be. So now let's see how to do it. Okay, so now let's see why the output is empty string. Why? Because we can see here is nothing common. Common, I would say it can be like leet, but leet doesn't come in code. Similarly, this code doesn't divide leet because it's not a concatenation of leet. Okay, so they are the constraints. So let's see how we have solved it. Okay, so as we can see, I have explained it here also. We have string 1, string 2. T will be what? T will be the divisor of string 1 and string 2. Here ABC comes ABC. Similarly, ABC, ABC. So T is ABC here, which is the common divisor, which should be the greatest. Okay. So how? Start with the smaller string. Okay, but why smaller? Because see, like we are suppose we were given 4 2. So 4 is divided by 2. Okay, are you getting my point? 2, we don't divide it by 4. I mean, if we want to check the divisibility, we would be taking the longer string. We would be taking the smaller string to check it, not the larger one. Okay, so for that we are taking the smaller string. Okay, so let's see. We have first check t equal to a. Is a does a divides this string? No, because a comes once and here we have PC. Okay, a doesn't divide str1 and str2. We were checking for str2 only because if it doesn't divide 2, then why do we have to check for 1? Okay, so then check t equals to ab. Okay, this also doesn't divide it. AB doesn't divide str1 and str2. Then check T equal to ABC. Okay, so here you can see T does divide str2 and T does divide str1 also. Okay, so where was the str1? Let me just here, and we can say ABC. Wait, let me just zoom it a bit. ABC, we were taking T as ABC, so ABC does divide ABC. Here we can say ABC, A, ABC. So yeah, so that will be our approach, and it would be an easy one, I would say. I mean, easy to implement, but it's a good one. Since str2 ends here, so we won't be checking further, but we will be checking as much as possible. Yeah, because like ABC ends here, but if it would have been longer, if this str2 would be, if it would be have longer, then we will be checking it for the longer string because we want the greater one. Okay, so let's come to its solution. Okay, so it starts from here. So okay, so why I have done this thing? This thing ensures that if str2 is greater than str1, we are going to return, we are making sure here that str1 will always be greater than str2. It will reduce the time complexity. Okay, so we are doing it here. Then we have calculated the size of both the strings. We have taken an answer because we need to store the last one, because here we can see that the last one was ABC, so we need to store it now. So what are we doing here? We are just iterating till n. Okay, and we are adding the elements one by one and checking the divisibility. The last divisible state, the last divisible string will be our answer, since we are returning answer here. So now let's see how does this divisibility code work, divisibility function works. Okay, so here we are the division string, here we have the string 1 and string 2, right? Okay, so we have taken mn. M is the size of string 1 and n is the size of the divisible string, the string which is dividing it. Okay, so we are iterating and we are checking if if it's divisible, we are increasing the value of I, or at any point if it's false we will be returning false. So why at any point? Because if it doesn't divide any of the strings, any of the string, I mean, like if it doesn't divide s1, then no need to check for s2, right? Because it needs to divide both. Similarly, we are checking for s2, and if none of them have returned false, that means it's true. So we are returning true here. Okay, so that's our code for it. As you can see, that's the code. We're just checking it. We have used some substr functions, which C++ coders might be aware of, and we're returning the answer. No, now as you can see, the code is running, but wait, we can like still optimize it a bit. Okay, so let's see how. We were seeing that we were checking, like we went to A, then we went to AB, then we went to ABC, and we returned it. Okay, so we were building from the scratch. Okay, so why not just destruct it, like first choose ABC, then go for AB, then go for A. The difference between two of them is that we return the last one here and we're returning the first one here. So I think that this would make more sense that we start from back. Okay, just a minute. Okay, this one will be making much more sense. Okay, so now let's see how to code it. Now let me just wait. Here is the optimized one. Okay, so see, this help would be same for both of them. It will be same. Okay, as you can see, there is nothing, no change in it. Okay, the building part is bit change. Let me show you how. As here you can see, this part is changed. This, let me just mark it. This part is changed. Sorry. Okay, so here we can see we are first taking the entire string, and as soon as the value of I increases, the length of the string decreases. And as soon as we get our answer, we know that we are building it from the back. So it will be our best answer and we are returning it. If none of them work, we will be returning the empty string, which was the case in the above test case. So as we can see, the runtime is 7 ms, which is way more optimized than the previous one because we are not checking all the possibility, we are checking only the best one. Okay, so this is the approach, and yeah, so that's all for this question. Thank you everyone, have a nice day ahead.